Afternoon, folks. Hello, and welcome along to your afternoon rabble here on the Rangers Rabble Podcast. I hope you are all well. And I'm just looking, what time is it there? Oh, is that 12:30? Bang on, is it? That's what it appears to be. So 12:34, incorrect. 12:32, incorrect. Anybody else have a go at it? Anybody else trying to make fun of me for being on time? Yes, well, I hope genuinely that you are all well. He's on time. I don't like this change. Gavin, you're early. Yes, well, I had a 3 quarters of a day off yesterday, so I'm feeling rejuvenated and ready to go. So how was the show yesterday? Did you all enjoy it? Was Trev good? I was travelling through to Dundee, so with the family, so I didn't have an opportunity to listen in. So I hope you were all nice. I hope you all kept the show going. Which leads me on to my next point of I've got something I want to talk about with Brian shortly, which we will. But I want your comments and what you maybe want us to discuss. So get something in. Like I say, we don't have a lot of time on the afternoon rabbles. Obviously, they're only half an hour. But if you can think of a subject that we could maybe get through in about 5 minutes, then please, by all means, get that in. I don't know what it is. Do you guys ever do this, right? Where you start watching a TV show and it could be about anything, and it's got like 20 seasons and you've not seen any of them, and then you start watching it, and before you know it, you're on like season 9, but you're so deep into it that that's it. That's it. You just keep watching. You just keep watching and watching and watching. Ah, man. So yeah, I'm like that with Hell's Kitchen now. I don't know why. I don't know why. But yeah, do you remember the days when it used to be one show a week? Remember Friends back in the day? I can't remember what day it was on. If it was a Thursday or a Sunday, I can't remember. But it was once a week, and that was it. You could only watch one show a week. That's it. You didn't have access to every single episode of every single season, like we do now. And I don't know about you, but I don't know if now with the stuff that we've got, um, that I could go back to just being able to see one show a week. Um, Friends is not mince. Friends is one of the best sitcoms ever, multiple man, and I will hear no different. Um, I named my daughter after Phoebe out of Friends, even though her name's Lisa and my partner's name's Lisa. See the connection there? Was it Thursdays at 9? There we go. There we go. I didn't watch the Hibs game. I was recording the VAR review, which is going out tonight. But it did seem like a bit of an exciting ending. So it did. But however, shall we get on to the reason why we're all here? The reason why we all tune into the afternoon rabble? The thing that makes this the greatest afternoon show anywhere in the world. Shall we do it? Shall we? Let's do it.
Question of the day.
The greatest graphic that Wolf Marshall has ever seen in his entire life. The question of the day graphic. The question of the day video graphic. Oh, it's just super. I kind of want to change what I was going to ask now that I've brought up TV shows, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it to what I had before. So, the question of the day is: what home DIY do you just absolutely refuse to do? Now, the reason I've asked this is I will paint, even though I absolutely despise it. I'll put my hand to a bit of plumbing. My stepdad's a plumber. I worked with him when I was younger. I can do bits and bobs here and there. I can fit radiators and sort of stuff like that. But the one thing I absolutely refuse to do is wallpaper. And my missus can wallpaper. But I absolutely refuse to do it. Home DIY was the question. And Gaza Buck's answer is ironing. When did that become home DIY? That's just household chores, man. Oh, flat pack furniture, that's a good one, by the way. The many nights I've been up, um, when she's got stuff out IKEA or something like that, and you need to build it in the beds and wallpapering. Yep, that's right up there. That's a number one no for me. Absolute no. Um, I won't touch anything electrical either. It's shocking. Yeah, shocking. Um, well, clearly you're very young, if that's your answer to DIY. Um, the question, Sharpie, was what is the one piece of like home DIY that you absolutely refuse to do? So, plumbing, electrical work, painting, decorating, gas, guttering, built joinery. What is the one piece of home DIY that you absolutely refuse to do? That is today's.
Question of the day.
Now, Brian, you're from up north, so yous are all big, muscly men who can build houses and find animals out in the wild to catch and feed the village. So you must be good at home DIY.
I'm, excuse me, I am absolutely dreadful at everything. I am probably the least Hans dear for his dinner. No, I am absolutely atrocious at everything regarding home DIY. Absolutely atrocious. If I can find somebody to do the job for me and I'll pay them, I'll do that. I am just utterly atrocious.
I love that Brian hunts deer for his dinner. See, people from the west, like myself, when you think of people from up north, you just think of like 6'5" giants who live in like straw huts. And I hunt deer for their dinner with their bare hands.
We're north of the wall.
Are you further south than Dingwall?
Yeah,
Yeah.
not by much though.
So you're not really that north.
Well, I am pretty north, but not as north as you're suggesting.
That was an insight into how you see men from up north. So you just don't do any sort of DIY at all, Brian?
No, I mean, I would certainly help out whoever's doing it, but I would never ever take the lead and do things like that. I'm just rubbish. I'm just terrible at it. I just can't do it. I've just not got the knack. How anybody can think, oh, I'm gonna paint a wall or wallpaper or anything nonsense like that. That would drive me insane. It would drive me insane.
So what's happening, Brian? I've not spoke to you for a while.
I know. Just been busy at work, and then of course I had my brother's birthday on Monday, so he was 49. So we're out for a bite to eat. He was quite funny.
One away for the big 5-0.
Yeah, he's one away for the 5-0. Yeah, and I offered him a beer, and he says, "No, I'll have a beer next year." And I went, "Why are you wanting a beer next year?" And he says, "It's my 50th next year. I'll have a beer then." And I went, "Fuck, he's planning his 50th already. It's a year away. He's planning it all ahead." And I thought, "Oh, he's got this all sorted." But no, it was we had a good, nice meal out. We don't often get out just the two of us, so it was nice. And yeah, it was good.
Quality. Well, my day yesterday consisted of travelling to Dundee to watch Dundee reserves lose 1-0 against Dunfermline reserves. And do you know, that way I was panicking a wee bit because I've not been to Dundee since they brought in the ULEZ stuff up there. So I didn't know heading in, because my car's not ULEZ, because it's a diesel. And I'm like, I don't know if I can get into anywhere. Because obviously my car's no ULEZ, but it was good to watch, and I'm going to go a wee bit left field here. It was good to watch my brother playing in a decent team. You know what a difference it made, and it did get me thinking. Because see, for young players in this, and I know that I talk about young players all the time, Brian. Right? And we're going to actually come on to talk about a young player in a wee sec. But see, just young players in general. See that reserve league so much more competitive than the loan league. so much more. You're playing with better players, Brian.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think historically the reserve league used to be for like guys who were on the cusp of first team football, or guys that were injured in the first team and coming back, getting minutes into their legs. So you were very, very much playing, as you say, with a higher quality of guy. So it's obviously going to be playing with better players. I must admit, when I seen your brother play for the team that he was on loan at, you could clearly see that there was one or two of the players in that team that were levels above, the teammates. But as you say, when you've got three or four, maybe five that aren't quite at the level you are, it's difficult to lift an entire team and play the level that you're used to. So it's a very difficult thing to do, and especially for a young guy that's out on loan. It's different if it's a guy who's 28, 29, quite seasoned campaign, but expecting a young lad who's 19, 20 to go in and do the business for a team and lift them, it must be difficult for because there's a lot of pressure on the young lad because he's came from this club, he should be really good, but it's all very well doing that, but they're maybe not leaders, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
that leadership type in them, and it's difficult for a young.
It's the level of player you're playing with as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not in a reserve team for the likes of Dundee United or an Aberdeen or a Hibs if you're not a semi-decent player.
Correct.
And it was just what a difference because he played really well, and it was really good to see him look really confident again. Which is why just reserve football in general, Brian. You know what? Is it? Correct me if I'm wrong. Down south, we've got under 23 leagues, under 21 leagues, under like 19, 17 leagues. There's loads of scope for young players down there. Up here, there's nothing.
No, it's England have certainly got it sort of right in that sense, where the young guys actually have a purpose when they play in the reserve league. The under 23s, the under 21 league, whatever league it is, they've got an end game. There's a league. Whereas up here, as you say, there's not a lot, and it's a shame because we must be letting so many young kids under the radar just go by because there's not a structured league, and it really is a crying shame because, as I say, we're meant to be one of the the top clubs in Scotland, and our youth setup is pretty abysmal, to be quite honest. There's nowhere for them to play. I mean, there was one occasion a couple of seasons ago. The B team or the reserve team played 9 games all season. I mean, that's just not acceptable. You cannot expect young lads to, be sort of first team ready with only playing 9 games in a season. That's just not good enough. So the authorities up here have to get something sorted with regards to getting a proper reserve league back.
Well, that's the trying Scotsman. Scottish football is skint. The EPL is funded by Sky's billions. What chance do we have without money? That's up to the SFA to put programs in place to get money and bring money into the game, which they don't do. And they don't even attempt it.
I think if Doncaster halved his wage, that would help.
Well, but again, I hate to use that as a stick to beat anybody with because we do half your wage to help other people in your industry.
Well, this is the thing.
Albeit you're not on 400 grand a year, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. But
I
always think that's an easy way out. It's just the SFA should be doing more. Somebody who's making the kind of wages Doncaster's making should be doing more as well for the game.
That's the point,
But let's shall we do the Who Am I? I think we'll do it. Let's do it. Right, so listen carefully, folks. I signed for Rangers in 2003. And I made a total of 42 appearances for the football club. So I signed for Rangers in 2003, and I made a total of 42 appearances for the football club. Who am I? Difficult first clue, Brian, I know, but I don't want anybody to get this, so I'm making the clues as hard as possible.
Well, the last time you were on that I watched, you won. the Who Am I, because nobody got it until
I won. Yeah.
the very end. So you're on a bit of a roll here. You're going for 2 out of 2.
Well, no, I think the other day somebody got it. But to be fair, because I made it easy for them. So see for now on, I'm not making it easy, folks. Now it's Martin versus all of you, and I'm going to win. Partly because I know the answer, of course. But
It's like 1 versus 100, isn't it?
100%.
The
Yeah,
game show.
it's Martin versus everybody, and Martin's going to be the champion. So I signed in 2003, and I made 42 appearances for the football club. Right, Brian, on to some Rangers business, shall we? In the short time that we have left. We could talk about the Europa League tomorrow. We could talk about the manager and some individual players. But I want to start off with young Finlay Curtis, somebody who we have spoke about so often. Not a striker, more a attacking midfielder, can play across all three positions, but can also play up front. He's now on, I believe, I've checked with everybody that I know, and I believe it's 13 goals this season so far, Brian, and not that many games. He's on fire. He's doing really well in training. He's training with the first team. Surely this is a young guy that we have to eventually give an opportunity to.
You'd like to think so. As you say, this young lad's been knocking on the door for several seasons now. It's not just a one-off where he's scoring lots of goals. He's done this over the last 2 or 3, I believe. So, you know, this. At what point do the youth get disenchanted where they go, right, I'm not getting a game, I'm leaving? This is the danger point now. This young lad's doing well. We're expected to, you know, at least give him a run out in the first team. I mean, let's be honest. Some of the players that we've got in this first team that are not performing, could Finlay Curtis do any worse? I doubt it very much. It's very. This is, as I said before, this is the danger point now. This young lad is got to the point where he's on the cusp of playing for Rangers, and if he doesn't get his chance, you know what the youth are like nowadays. They'll just up sticks and go eventually. They've not got the patience to hang around because, you know, careers are very short. So,
you're talking about careers being very short. Contract's up in May.
Well, there you go.
2025.
The biggest Rangers thing will be that we'll start playing him, he'll play really well, and he'll leave us in the summer. That's what's going to happen. It's the most Rangers thing ever.
It's just, all I hear is good reports about him in training. Very, very good reports, Brian. And with his performances for the B team, what else, like, realistically, what else can he do to get into that first team?
There's nothing else he can do. He's playing at the highest sort of level of football that he can play at. He's doing the business. I mean, this is it. What else can he do that can convince the manager that he's ready for he's wanting to play in the first team? He's scoring goals in the B team. He's doing everything he can. He's training with obviously very well. So this young lad can't do any more than he is. And he deserves a chance. Let's be honest. I mean, the guff that we watched at the weekend, Martin, I mean, that was just atrocious at some points. And I very much doubt that a young lad like Finlay Curtis would play as bad as that. I very much doubt it. I mean, he would have more energy. He would be getting around the pitch a lot better. And there's just his general enthusiasm would give the team a lift, I feel. You know?
Yeah.
But this is the thing. They're just not getting a chance.
100% with you there. Absolutely. Can I just take it back to something you mentioned there? Me and you, the second half, we sat together in the Dundee United game. And I don't know how to broach this without, let's just say I'm playing devil's advocate. Right? Now, at the game, we weren't happy. We were, as well, the fans round about us weren't happy.
Yeah.
Seeing the cold light of day when you look back at that game, Brian, we talk about a style of play and we talk about the manager quite often. I'm seeing little bits here and there from this Rangers team. And I think if you watch back that second half against Dundee United, and we'll have a quick conversation about Nice as well in a minute. But if you watch back the second half of that Dundee United game, could you argue that there was spells in that second half that we actually played quite nice, fast, attractive, attacking football, and their goalkeeper did have a good second half, just to try and take a little bit of emphasis away from the manager.
I think you could argue there was certainly, as you say, spells, little flashes where, the interplay was very nice, the quick passing was nice. But that was because there was different personnel on the pitch in the second half. That was the difference. There was a general enthusiasm up front to make things happen and do things. As you say, unfortunately, it was only in flashes. It was only when they got near the 18-yard line where you seen these intricate little 1-2s and little runs like that. But as you say, the goalie pulled off at least 3 outstanding saves in the second half, and he's done that to us before. So, but as Scott Kearney saying, Cherny, Hadji, and Danilo linked up well in the second half when they came on. They made a big difference. So and I see when Hadji was like trying passes and they weren't quite coming off. We didn't mind that, did we? Because he was trying things.
Hold that thought on Hadji.
Okay.
I'll bring him up right. In fact, I'll bring Hadji up in 30 seconds, folks. It's time for the professionals.
New Leeds Electrical. To our customers, we are
accommodating,
top lads,
exceptional,
fantastic,
innovative,
reliable,
professional,
trustworthy,
professionals.
based in the North East and carrying out work throughout Scotland. Join our list of happy customers. Contact New Leeds Electrical now on 01779 487 261.
There you go, the professionals, New Leeds Electrical, and the somewhat professionals, Martin and Brian. I like that tag, the Rangers Rabble, somewhat professional. I do like that. Before I come back to Hadji, Brian, channel member Drop Blue, and by the way, I have actually forgot to mention this. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure you leave a like. Okay. We've got 164 right now watching on YouTube, and we haven't even reached 50 likes yet. So if you forgot to do it, hit that like button. If you haven't forgot to do it and you don't normally do it, just hit that like button, folks. But yeah, Jock Blue, give me a break. We were murdered. Craig, utter nonsense. The team are hopeless. I never said we were great, Brian. I said in spells we could see something, and I'm looking for an argument against where the vast majority of people are. I'm only playing devil's advocate and saying that is there small signs, is there small examples that the team can play?
That's the problem, though. There's only small sections of games that we're doing these things in. We should be doing that all the time with the players that we've got. These guys suddenly just can't become dreadful. You know what I mean? The only one I'll say that is dreadful that shouldn't be near us is Dessers. I know he scores a lot of goals, but by Joe, he does not do much work for the team. That first half against Dundee United was one of the worst number 9 sort of appearances I've seen for a long, long time. But we need guys that are. I keep saying this. We need guys that are used to the league and are not scared to get sort of stuck in and not give up when things are going tough. We used to shop in the SPL years ago and pick up the gems back in the day, and we haven't done that for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And until we start doing that, we need to. Confidence is a massive thing, and there's just not a lot of that good sort of confidence going around just now because they're under serious pressure, and they can feel it. And it's the players themselves are the only ones that can get themselves out of this mess. I totally agree with folks. With folks saying that the manager's on his way out, and there is an argument for that, but at the same time, the manager can't do much once the players go over the white line.
No, but he can do enough before they go over the white line to make them better.
Exactly, that's yeah. But once the players are over the white line, they've got to do the business themselves. They can't rely on anybody else. And in some aspects, there's just some of the players just aren't good enough.
Yeah. Well, shall we do the second clue of today's Who Am I, Brian?
Yes.
Right. Okay. You didn't sound that excited about it.
Yes. No.
Make a bit more, Brian. A bit more. Come on.
Absolutely. Let's get it going.
Yes. Well. Yeah. Okay. The excitement from the Forest man there, unmatchable. Unmatchable. Right. So the first clue was I signed for Rangers in 2003, and I made 42 appearances for the club. Second clue, I made my competitive debut in a 4-0 win over Kilmarnock at Ibrox in August 2003. In my time at Rangers, I won 2 league championships and 1 league cup. And the final clue that I'll throw in there is I only scored 1 goal for the club. So there we go. I think that's enough.
Might get a couple of bites out of that.
I should. And Gallant's absolutely right. Brian, calm down. You were getting too carried away with excitement there. So just calm your jets, Brian. Absolutely calm your jets. I'll read that out one more time. I signed for Rangers in 2003. I made 42 appearances for the football club, scoring 1 goal. I made my competitive debut in a 4-0 home win against Kilmarnock in August of 2003. I won 2 league championships and 1 league cup. So who am I? That is your clue. You've got 3 minutes, folks, to get the who am I in. And if nobody gets it, then I win. I don't know why I'm getting so excited about winning something that I've actually looked up to the answer to. But just while people, Brian, I have to ask about Hadji.
Yep.
Not saying he's the saviour of the football club, Brian. All I'm saying is that second half that he came on, we looked at a far better attacking threat.
Yeah, I think everybody's in agreement that he's not going to be the sort of holy grail sort of answer to what were our problems. But out of the players that we have right now, he's definitely a better option than a lot of the others. He's. I think we're all in agreement as well that Bajrami's not a left winger. Simple as that. He's not a left winger. He is wasted out there. The amount of times that we've seen him, look a full back in the eyes, and you were like, well, he's not getting past him. So, it's like, what's the point? Why have a winger that's not going to? I'm trying not to laugh. I'm trying not to laugh at that. You're putting me off. But the same with Hadji. Hadji is not a guy that's going to play out the wing, and he's not got. Those two players don't have pace to get past fullbacks. They've got the vision, and they've got the nous maybe to play a threaded pass. But as far as taking on fullbacks, and that's not their game. Czerny's certainly got pace. Guys like Lovelace, if we ever see him again in the first team, that's the sort of players that we expect to be on the wing, fast, not scared to take on the fullbacks and face them up. So yeah, Hadji certainly made a difference, but as you say, he's not the be all and end all for the team, but he's certainly a better option than there's there just now.
We looked a lot better in that second half in terms of being an attacking force than what we have previously, and Hadji had something to do with that. Andy Kirkwood, welcome, new member on the Rangers Rabble YouTube channel, and Sam Holmes, new member of the Rangers Rabble. Thank you very much, gents, for the support. I hope you enjoy all the extra content. Ian was streaming for 2 hours this morning. his gameplay on the Rangers Rabble YouTube membership page. I believe it was Red Dead Redemption 2. Myself and David Edgar are back tonight at 7 o'clock. Before that, at 5, for members, the review of the VAR review will be out. And then tonight at 9 for members, it's Rabble Wrestling. So what's that? 5 shows? 1, 2, 3, 5. I can't count. 5 or 6 shows today between public YouTube and the membership. So there's loads and loads of content there, folks. If you want to help support the channel further, you can do. If you're on YouTube, just now get into the description, and the link will be there for either the YouTube memberships or the Patreon. Both exactly the same, just different delivery methods. So you choose what one suits you. Make sure you're following us across all socials. Again, the links for all that are in the description. And I hope you are enjoying these afternoon rabbles. Just little bite-sized shows just to whet the appetite for whatever's coming at night time. That could be taken very out of context, what I just said. And I'm scanning, folks. I am scanning, and I cannot see the right answer to the Who Am I? Ryan, do you see it? I don't see it.
I have not seen one. No, not yet. No, I've been looking very closely.
So does that mean that I'm the winner?
Yes. Unless somebody comes out before you start this last sort of clue, if we'll see.
Brian, who is today's Who Am I?
Today's Who Am I is none other than Paolo Vanoli.
Surgery get in there right before we announced it. I don't believe it.
Honestly.
I don't believe it.
Oh.
A second to go. To go. I'm gutted.
You nearly done it.
Oh, absolutely gutted. Surgery, you broke my heart. You've absolutely broke my heart. I mean, there was some. I'll read through some of the answers to Neil McCann, who scored more than one goal, has to be said. Nerlinger, decent shout. Gregory Vignal, Capuccio, Hennenberg, Zurab Kistisvili, Gavin Ray, Namucci. Yeah. And then Sergi just comes in at the end and absolutely just kills the whole show. Just absolutely kills the show, man. Absolutely gutted. So there we go. So we'll start from next week. We'll start the count. So right now it's 0-0. Right. Right now it's 0-0. And then from Monday, the Who Am I's we're going to start it. Yeah, he needs banned. He absolutely needs banned. He's just absolutely ruined my Wednesday.
Speaking of VAR, you're speaking about the VAR show coming up, Martin. I'll be interested to see what the guys were thinking about the VAR when it was the Dundee United goal. I mean, how on earth that VAR took so long to clear that goal? I mean, it must have been 3 or 4 minutes. I mean, even where I was sitting on the far side of the Govan rear, I could see that it was a perfectly good goal. Why on earth it took that length of time to okay a goal like that is baffling to me.
Yeah, baffling to me as well. Absolutely baffling to me as well. Crazy. There we go, folks. That will do us. We are back, like I say, 5 o'clock tonight will be the review of the VAR review for members. And then we're back at 7 p.m, myself and David Edgar. Where we will go through all the latest talking points. No doubt the manager will pop up on that show. Unfortunately, VAR can't get me out of this trying Scotsman. Surgery 24 is today's winner. So that's one better than Gallant Pioneers ever got. So Surgery's actually beaten Gallant Pioneer because he's never won one of these before. Listen, folks, thank you very, very much for tuning in. I've actually really enjoyed it today. It was nice to have a wee day off because then you come back, Brian, and you're all refreshed and you're ready to go and just talk. Right. But yeah,
exactly.
Brian, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you to everybody watching. Thank you to our new members and our old members and everybody who tunes in. You help keep the podcast going. You really do. So thank you, folks, and we'll see you later tonight.